One thing I always say is work smarter, not harder. If you aren't using the Solo app, then you may be working harder. So let's change that. Download the app, link your accounts where you can manage your income, track your expenses, and project your taxes. Not only that, but you can plan by optimizing your time, make more, and even guarantee your daily pay with guaranteed earnings. Download Solo and begin to work smarter, not harder today. Link is in the description. All right, let's get back to it. Let's talk about this AR quest, baby. Acceptance rate quest. That means you have to have a certain acceptance rate and cancellation rate in order to get the fucking quest.
Well, we're going to get to the small print. So I don't know how many of you have this, by the way. So somebody actually posted this last week in the chat. And I said, if you guys have it, get it. Well, guess what? The next day, Chris, we got it. So again and again and again, we thank you because you guys are our eyes and ears. Without you guys, we wouldn't be able to do this. My hard disk loves you guys. So as soon as I said that, sure enough, somebody click, screenshot everything. So now, Chris, you have two choices for your quest. Now, if you're lucky enough to get a quest, which I have not even sniffed at a quest for 2.5 years now.
I know. Same here.
If you're lucky enough to get a regular quest, now Uber has thrown a little bit of a quirk in there. It says you can have trips only quest, which is your normal quest. 40 trips for $20, which is 50 cents a trip, Chris.
Woohoo!
Celebration. Or
and hold on. Let's also talk. This driver has a 4% acceptance rate and a 6% cancellation rate.
Yes, keep that in mind, folks. Keep that in mind. So this driver definitely watches us. So the actual, so there's, do you see those two buttons there? The one that says trips only, right? Well, there's existing 4% and 6%. It's 40 trips for $20, right? Mm-hmm. Now there's a tab right next to it. Trips 50%. Or is that 50%? AR, right?
Yep.
If you click on that, boom, window number 3 opens up. And then it's 60 trips for $60, Chris. Now we're talking.
Now we're talking $1 a ride. Ooh.
Well, it's better than the other one.
Oh yeah, but
now Uber goes, hold on, folks. He said Uber is saying, I pay you 50 cents if you do your lousy 4% and 6%, or I can pay you double if you play with my rules, which is you have to have 50% AR. But Uber doesn't tell the driver that your starting point has to be at 50%, not just for that bundle, Chris. And then at the end, Uber is going to go, well, you're not at 50%. We just like, we're not going to pay you the $60. So please, folks, please, if you're going to do these, if your AR is as low as this driver's is, don't even click on that. Just do the regular quest. Don't do the other one because they're not going to pay you because you're not going to push your AR to 50%. What?
You're still going to probably make more money doing the cherry picking that you're doing than going for the trying to get your 50% AR and you know, get $1 a mile extra or $1 a ride extra when it comes to 60 trips. Because here's the best part. They're doing 40 trips they're starting it off with. So it's like, okay, perfect. I can do 40 trips only. I don't have to worry about doing 60 trips.
Yeah.
But if you're doing trips plus 50% AR, now you got to do 20 more trips on top of it just to hit $1 a ride. What happens if you don't do that, or they throttle you and you only get to 58, 59, and you don't do it smart and you knock out as much as you can at the first part of the time frame? Which one is this? This is for a weekend quest. So it starts Friday at 4.
Yeah.
And goes through Sunday at 4. So if you can't get 60 trips in those couple of days, don't choose it.
Yeah, not only that,
it also says choose a trip goal that gives you room to meet the AR goal.
Yeah,
here's the problem with that.
This is evil. This is fucking evil.
Choose a trip goal that's based on how many trips you could actually achieve during the week or during the weekend.
Uber does shady shit, but this is pretty shady, okay? Because most people are not going to read that small print, Chris, and they're going to go, ooh, $1 a trip. I think I can do that. But if your starting point is as low as this driver, don't even think about it. You're never going to get there. And we have told you guys about quests in the past. Hit it hard. If it's a 3-day quest, weekend quest, hit it hard Friday and Saturday. Don't leave more than maybe 10 trips. If it's a 40-trip quest, hit it hard. Do 30, 35 of them Friday, Saturday. because by Sunday night, everybody's in your boat. Everybody's trying to finish the quest. Apps are online, and and the algo goes, let's see, who do we throttle here? Oh, this guy only has 4 left. No, you're not going to get any chips. So then you're going to complain I'm being throttled. Yeah, well, they have a right to throttle you because you didn't go hard at it. There are some drivers that email
or better yet, they're just going to offer you dog shit.
Dog shit.
They're going to be like, oh, well, you're going to the algorithm is probably like chance of acceptance 3%. So it offers you that ride, and then it's like a decline, and then you didn't hit your 50% goal. Sorry, you're not getting that extra money.
Yeah, they're not. Look, okay, this is an all or nothing thing, right? And Uber's algos and AR, machine learning, all the AI is all very smart.
Yep.
So this is the small print that you guys don't miss. If you're gonna do these AR quests, read this before you accept it. To complete a quest with an acceptance rate goal, you must reach the specified threshold by the time you complete the trips. If you're starting at 4% AR, you are definitely not going to get this 50% unless you accept 100 in a row.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't put yourself into this for a bucket trip, folks. Don't do it. Don't just do it.
Yeah, that driver, mathematically impossible to hit that 60
No,
trips.
it is possible. You guys got to do 150 in a row.
No, because you have to meet the threshold prior to completing the trips goal.
Yes.
You have 60 trips.
Yeah.
The only way you could potentially get it to because it would take it out of the last, what is it,
100.
the last 100 rides right now?
100, yeah.
So, I mean, okay, mathematically you could get there, but you'd have to accept literally every single ride.
No, if you accept 60 in a row, and if you start at 5%, right, you will get there. But you have to accept 60 in a row on a 3-day weekend.
Yeah.
Bro, they will send you to
they're giving you minimum fare rides that are 20 miles away to pick up.
I would like to do minimum fare rides to get the money out of the way.
With 20 miles.
They will send you to a nature hike on one of these, and you will be dead as a doornail. Don't do it. So read this. So to complete, it has to be by the time you complete the trips goal. If you complete the trips goal before completing the acceptance rate goal, you will not receive payment or move on to the next quest goal. What a Uber. We ain't stupid here, man. And this is this is surely telling me now that you have this huge AR problem, that you have to stoop this low to some unsuspecting driver to go, yo, bucket trip. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna just do short trips while his starting point is 5%, and he will never get there. Now, these AR quest trips. If you're already at 50%, you know what I mean? Sure, by all means, take it. Well, don't take it. You don't have to do anything extra.
But here's on top of it. To complete a quest goal with an acceptance rate goal, your cancellation rate.
Oh yeah, there's that too. There's that too.
By the time you complete the trips goal. If you complete the trips goal while your cancellation rate is above the limit, you will not receive payment or move on to the next quest goal.
So why did they call this AR quest?
You have 2 things you have to pay attention to.
Exactly.
Your acceptance rate and your cancellation rate, which, by the way, in this case, it was 2%. So this driver was at 6%. You got to get it down to 2%.
You're never going to do it. That's never going to happen because, my cancellation rate never moves down. The clock is broken.
Yep.
So,
and then it goes, your ability to meet the acceptance rate goal is tied to both your current acceptance rate as well as the number of trips you complete. Take your current acceptance rate into account and choose a trip goal that gives you room to meet the acceptance rate goal. In this case, trips must begin in Houston. This offer only applies to completed trips.
So why did Uber just call this AR quest? Why didn't they call it AR and CR quest?
Because they don't want to tell you everything. They don't want you to realize that, it is based on that.
Uber, this is such horseshit. At least when you put the AR quest there, the next tab, that when the driver clicks on it and he goes, oh, $60 or 60 chips, I can do this. You should tell the driver not only this is AR, but this is also CR.
Somebody's AR went from 4% to 5%. Holy crap. Good job.
All I can tell you guys is that if you're already at 30, 40, 50, 60 AR, by all means, take the AR quest for sure, because you just do your usual thing and you'll get the extra cheese. But also be careful about your CR cancellation rate, because it depends on that too. So
yeah. In other words, moral of the story is Don't worry about acceptance rate. Don't worry about cancellation rate. Choose the quest. If you have a quest that's available, choose the quest that's just regular, because chances are, because you're cherry picking, you're going to make more money in the long run on that weekend than doing 60 trips that you have to accept pretty much every single trip and take every single trip. And we all know how many times kids show up and kids without car seats, or too many people, or whatever it might be, that's going to make you have to cancel, or no shows, or whatever it is. I mean, come on.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, do what you do. And if they throw you some extra cheese, take it the way you want to drive, and just bonus extra cheese, like a tank of gas maybe, or something like that. So.
Yeah. But I guarantee you, if there were two drivers that were going in the same area that was doing this test, Levi, if you know somebody actually, if you actually get one in Syracuse, or just anywhere, if you want to do this with a friend, best thing that's in the same area, somebody do the cherry picking quest or the ant quest. The ant quest is the AR. Make sure your AR is there and you get all the rides. How much are you going to make on those 40 rides? I bet is going to equal or be greater than the 60 rides. Remember, it's not work harder, it's work smarter.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you that's the case.
For sure.
Because you train the algorithm better than the ant did.
So thank you, audience, for sending us this, because we got one right on top of it. And then, again, read the small print, buyer beware. Don't just jump on shit. Just be careful. Yeah.
Yep. All right. Thanks for watching. That short little clip was from our live stream, Show Me the Money Club, with Sergio and myself, Tuesdays, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific. Make sure you subscribe, turn on all notifications so you'll be notified when we go live, as well as all of our awesome content. Make sure to check out this video right here, which will take you to the entire live stream, or check out this video right there. All right, drive smart, everyone.